We're talking about real friends versus deal friends, and specifically how it takes over 94 hours, according to studies, to go from acquaintances to real friendship. We're going to be diving in. Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality. Yee-yee! Real friends versus deal friends. Which one do you have more of? That is the question, my friend. What's up, y'all? My name is Cary Jack, and I am a lifestyle entrepreneur, an author, and founder of The Happy Hustle. And I want to share with you how you can create more real friends in your life. And studies show it actually takes 94 hours together to go from acquaintance to real friend. And even furthermore, it takes 300 hours to materialize that friendship into what some may call best friend status. And I went down the rabbit hole a bit on Dr. Peter Attia's work, and he wrote an article talking about prioritizing real friends than deal friends. Frankly, most of us have deal friends. The majority of our everyday interactions are transactional. I would say for myself, that's to be true. And yes, they're important. Don't get me wrong. Having deal friends, making referrals, supporting someone and their business, having some type of, JV partnership or promotional component to a deal friend and like getting value. That's a big piece to the puzzle of growing a business. Don't get me wrong. But having real friends that you can actually count on, that's what life's about. And I want to actually share with you how I personally have been able to cultivate real friendships. I have dozens of real friendships. And what I've found is not only do you have to start with that service over self mindset and how you can truly give to the relationship before ever considering how it may serve you, but there's also some other tactics. But before I do, I want to actually get into a little more science, will you? So according to a May 2021 survey, Americans reported having fewer closer relationships than they did 30 years ago. And according to a recent article by social scientist Arthur Brooks, he says friendship is one of the key factors in finding and maintaining happiness as we age. That's why this is relevant to the happy hustle, because if we want to create happiness, especially as we age, we need to have friends. We need to have people we can call and count on. We need to increase the closeness of our relationships to a select few, right? Now, I want to say this. Currently, as I record, I'm not in my studio. I am in Utah right now. I came up to hang out with some real friends of mine. We had a business mastermind. We shredded some powder on Powder Mountain, fresh snow. And we were having amazing game nights, and we've been just hanging out and connecting and sharing wisdom and what's working and adversities and what's not working. And it's awesome. That is what life's about. Having people that you can count on to support you in times of need, and also to have fun with, to grow together, right? And that's why I do the Happy Hustle Masterminds. I mean, these masterminds, frankly, are a lot of work to put on, but they foster real friends. And the reason is our masterminds aren't just a weekend thing. They are legit 4 to 5 days. And you are going to clock over 94 hours with these individuals, and you are going to create real, meaningful connection. We have our Montana Mastermind Epic Skiing Adventure coming up. It's March 19th through the 24th of 2024, depending on when you're listening to this. And I'm so stoked to shred the pow pow with a badass group of high performing entrepreneurs and spend this time mixing business with pleasure, right? And this is something that we created. It has a structured yet flexible itinerary to, focus on personal and professional life endeavors, but to grow and to ultimately have fun and laugh and break bread and really just honestly have more real friends to foster that connection. And shameless plug, if you are listening to this right now, right when it drops, and you are wanting one of these spots, we actually had a last minute cancellation and another bed that has opened up. So yeah, if you're interested, you can apply at thehappyhustle.com/ski mastermind. We'll link it up. But that's the beauty of these things. It's like you just have amazing connection with like-minded people, and you get to just see what comes from it. No expectations, but ultimately knowing if you go with an open heart and an open mind, you're going to create real friends and real connection. And I recommend everyone go to masterminds, go to conferences, go to events where real friendship can be fostered. It's very difficult to just be a Zoom, real friend connection. Truly, you could be a deal friend over Zoom and online or whatever, FaceTime or over the phone. But if you want to actually, you know, whoa, whoa, whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming. But I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquires skills. You've probably heard people talk about, oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure-free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions, guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that The Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode. Enhance that relationship to a degree in which you can call them a real friend, you got to get that face-to-face interaction. And I think increasingly more so important with AI and the introduction of technology into our every facet of life, people crave that human-to-human connection more so now than ever. So if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business out there or an aspiring entrepreneur, make sure you are incorporating this human element into your products or services in their offerings, because this is something that all humans crave. And studies show, again, if you want to maintain happiness as you go through this thing called life, you need to have that closeness of connection. So I hope this is resonating. It's a concept that seems, very tongue in cheek. Yeah, real friends versus deal friends. I get it. But think about right now how many people you could actually classify as a real friend. And reflecting on it, think about how many relationships that you've actually spent over 94 hours with, right? How many different individuals? It's not that you need to have hundreds, but even if you have 5, 10 real friends, you're above probably the industry average, according to studies. It's something to be said. If you have a dozen real friends you could call in a pinch, that's huge. And it's really hard to do that without getting out of your bubble and going to support them and meet them and hang with them in person. And that's why I recommend doing things like the Montana Mastermind, like other people's events, and getting outside your bubble, even just going to a friend's house and making a point to show face and connect. It's it's like the lost art of human to human interaction here. People were like spending so much time behind our devices and social media accounts and DMing people. Like, that's not really gonna cut it if you want to create real friendship. You got to get out there and you got to hang with them. You got to meet them in person. So create more real friends. Okay. And again, I want you to just know that deal friends are important. Like, again, I have plenty of deal friends. I love my deal friends too. Don't get me wrong. Deal friends, as Peter goes on to say, so deal friends can be mutually beneficial relationships. They really can. They have, this utilitarian component. But it is important to distinguish these relationships from our real friendships, right? So that we can make a conscious choice for how we spend our limited time. Let go potentially of some of your deal friends so that you have more time to spend to create meaningful real friends, right? That's what it's all about. Real friends versus deal friends. And, the company of close friends is what provides necessary social support through life's inevitable ups and downs, right? And this is why you need to have them, to create that healthy life. Forming and maintaining real friends, it takes time, but the investment is well spent, as Dr. Peter Attia attests, and your happiness depends on it. Really, your happiness is dependent on how many real friends and connections. If you look at the blue zone studies, one of the biggest thing, blue zones are the individual areas in which people live the longest around the world. They did studies on these people who are centenarians. They live to over 100 years old. And these individuals have connection and community and friends, real friends that they play games with, that they eat with, that they laugh with, that they dance with, that they play with, that they cry with, that they console their hardships with. This is what it's about. And it's so evident right now for me, just because I've been hanging with my real friends out here. And the conversations that we have on the chairlifts, it's raw, it's real, it's stuff that you don't talk about over the internet typically. And it only happens when you get out of your bubble and you go to meet these real friends in person. So I urge you to do that. Specifically, if you want to come and you want to check out some of our masterminds and connection and how we forge those real friends over the specific duration in which we do so, check out thehappyhustle.com/ski mastermind. You'll get all the links there. And we also have our summer events, shameless plug. We do the epic camping adventure masterminds. But that's, some of the best friends I have are the guys who go to these masterminds, and we support one another through, not only the duration that we're physically in presence, but then afterwards being able to connect and like just bond and support one another. It's what life's about, having those real friends. So make more real friends, let go of some deal friends, and you will be happier. Specifically, my friend, if you're trying to be a happy hustler, then heed this wisdom. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope that was beneficial. If you want to go deeper, as I mentioned, and as you probably already know, our new book is coming out, The Happy Hustle 2.0, coming up in April, but we still have the pre-order available. You can check it out at thehappyhustle.com/book. Regardless, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. I know this is your most precious commodity, your time, your investment of precious attention. I freaking value it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope this was something that was valuable to you as well. And just maybe a thought jogger to go out there and tap into more real friends and to invest more time into your connections that you want to become real friends. And that way, you are happier in the process. All right, y'all, go out there and keep on happy hustling the life you love, full of that passion, that purpose, and that positive impact. I am out. Peace and love.